Okay, guys, Red Bull is back. This is honestly a reaction video. Quick reaction to what on earth is today. I came home today. Well, actually, this all started at lunchtime because I wasn't home at the time. Well, obviously, because I was at school. But there was a lot of news that came up. Red Bull was one of them. And yeah, so Red Bull is back, which is insane. Haven't been back since 2011. This weekend, Connor Zilic and Shane Van Gisbergen will be driving the race cars. Um, it's insane. This team started in 2007. Red Bull left as a team in 2011, comes back as a sponsor for Shane Van Gisbergen. They were with Brian Vickers in the 83, Casey Kane in the 84. In 2011, it was Casey Kane in the 4, Brian Vickers in the 83. Now it's Connor Zilic in the 87. And of course, Shane Van Gisbergen in the 88. This is huge news, guys. Like, oh my god. It's insane. Connor Zilic is expected to run, I want to say top 10. He's easily a top 10 driver. Shane Van Gisbergen will also be up there, definitely. With the new layout at Cota this weekend, everything is on stake for this race. And probably the rest of the year. We all remember Red Bull being winners, but not being dominant. Will these cars be dominant just as sponsors? No. Far from it. They can sponsor Max Verstappen. They have a Formula One team. They're with Sergio Perez. I think he's still racing this year. I'm not sure. I still haven't followed up on the Formula One news. It's mainly just NASCAR and IndyCar right now. Which I think the next coming days we'll talk about IndyCar and another NASCAR video, which is insane. But I want to get this one out. Tomorrow, I can't tell you what it is. I told way too many people what it is so far. All I'm going to say is that's a new manufacturer for NASCAR. I don't know when that video is dropping, but it'll be soon. Same with an IndyCar video. That one I can tell you. It's about manufacturers and the new car for 2028, which has been pushed back from 2027 when it was originally going to be released. But this is insane. Red Bull is back. This is big for Trackhouse because they have Daniel Suarez, they have Ross Chastain, they have Shane Van Gisbergen, now Connor Zilic. We have no idea what these guys' future looks like for 2026, which is, again, insane. Daniel Suarez has 1 year on his contract, but I'm pretty sure he's going to re-sign that for next year because he loves the 99 team. I think he's staying. Ross Chastain stays. Shane Van Gisbergen either goes back to V8 Supercars or stays. Connor Zilic either goes back to Xfinity or part-time again in Cup. I say he does. I want to say he takes a ride, but I don't think any of the three are going to sign a different contract. They just won't. This is a big deal for NASCAR right now. I think it's insane. You know, they're even using old school numbers, like the 83, the 84. We're back in the 80s, my guys. Sure, it's the 87 and the 88, but they're iconic. Actually, the 87 is not iconic at all. The 88 is what's iconic. The 87 now is just the added on to the 80s from the 83, the 84, the 88s. And now they're really pushing on these Rebel cars. They look like throwbacks to what they were from 2007 all the way up to 2011. Actually, I'm pretty sure the team started in 2006. I think it's 2007. I'm not sure. 2006 and 2007 were weird years. I'm going to leave that in the video. There's no cuts. This is a straight up reaction right now. No edits except for the pictures that you guys see in the background. That is it. It's incredible to me that this sponsor was going to come back. I mean, we saw it on Shane's helmet in 2023 at Chicago Street. But that's a helmet he used in V8 supercars. They're the same helmets that they use in NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula... Actually, no, Formula 1's way different from these other helmets, of course. But for the most part, they're the same. V8 supercars use the same helmets from NASCAR and IndyCar. But I don't know. They're rebranding with Shane Van Gisbergen. They sponsored him in V8 supercars. Again, they sponsor Formula 1. It's about time they came back to NASCAR. I think it was a little too long. You know, 2011, it was a special year. 2011 was a great NASCAR season. 2025 has almost a similar hype. We're just waiting to see what the season holds. Because right now what we're hearing is insane. If you already heard about the manufacturer rumors for NASCAR, I almost said the manufacturers, but I'm going to leave that I'm going to make an entire video on those manufacturers, of course. But they're also with Chevy. Of course they would go with Chevy. Of course they're going to go with Shane Van Gisbergen. You're not going to see a RedBull car with Penske or JGR. Maybe you might see them in Joe Gibbs. I don't know. It all depends on how well the sponsor and what this team holds for these drivers. Shane Van Gisbergen, a legend in V8 supercars, went viral with his first NASCAR Cup Series win at Chicago Street. Connor Zilic has an Xfinity win already, and that was in one of his first starts. I think the 87 and the 88 are gonna be really good, and they're gonna be really aggressive. These are aggressive race car drivers. It doesn't take 2 hits for Shane Van Gisbergen to get you back. Connor Zilic, he knows to get away his round on road courses. He's won in IMSA. He's 18 years old. He's young, but he's won a lot. I think these 2 drivers can get a Cup Series win. Don't know if it's going to be this year or next year. I hope they stay around in the sport. But this is a big deal for RedBull. This is a big deal for Trackhouse. It's a big deal for Connor Zilic. It's a big deal for Shane Van Gisbergen. Heck, it's a big deal for Daniel Suarez. It's a big deal for Ross Chastain. It's a big deal for this entire organization for Trackhouse Racing. Let's just see what the season holds. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's my take on the RedBull sponsorship. So yeah. Talk to you guys whenever the next video will be out. The next video is going to be the NASCAR manufacturer video. And the next short will be the Truck Series cota incident from last year when Marco Andretti lost his rear housing. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.